Have you been super busy? Do you feel like you don't have enough time in the day? Do you feel like you got so much to do and little time to do it? Is your hand dipped in some of everything, but you're getting little to meager results? If that's you, I'm going to show you in this video how busyness doesn't mean business. Walk with me. And who am I? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And listen, I'm gonna teach you this simple message about how busyness doesn't mean business, and it's not gonna take me that long to share this with you either. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to be sharing a story about Mary and Martha. I know you've heard this story before, but I'm going to be sharing a part of the story that you may have never paid attention to. So most definitely watch to the end till you see that. So listen, let's get into it. I just said busyness does not mean business. Let me put that on the screen. And this is a good revelation, good knowledge, something that's helped me, and I pray that it's going to help you. Take a screenshot of that. Busyness doesn't mean business. Now, it's spelt very similar, but it doesn't mean the same thing. As a matter of fact, let me break down what that means, and I'm going to read something that was written in this book here called The Principles and Power of Vision by the late Dr. Myles Munroe. And this is actually one of my favorite books by him. And actually, it's my favorite book of all times. I mean, besides the Bible, of course, because you know, that's, that, that's written in stone. Nothing has to be said about that. But besides the Bible, this book, me and my people in my circle call this the vision book. Uh, this is my favorite book. I want to read something in here. If you have this book, I'm on page 71. And this is what he says. He says, a common reason people aren't specific about their visions is that they're trying to do too much. Their problem isn't that they're hesitant about getting started, but that they're running around attempting too many things. Even though they are constantly constructing something, they're actually building nothing at all because they never complete anything. Does this sound like you? All right. He says, why does this happen? So listen to this. He says, because most people make the mistake of believing that the goal in life is to stay busy. I listen to entertainers, actors, singers, like when they're doing interviews, like for example, on the Tonight Show or something, and they would all say, "Oh, I'm just staying busy, just trying to stay busy." And people will fall into this belief that staying busy is a productive thing, but it can be a trap. As a matter of fact, let me continue reading. He says, because most people make the mistake of believing that the main goal in life is to stay busy, yet this way of thinking is a trap. He continues and says, busyness does not necessarily equal progress. Staying busy does not necessarily mean that you are heading towards a specific destination. Do you understand what he's saying right there? So just because you're moving doesn't mean you're productive. Just because you're pedaling doesn't mean that you're prospering. Do you get that? Just because you're speeding doesn't mean that you're succeeding. Don't be like a treadmill. Don't be like a hamster on a wheel going nowhere fast. Got a lot of movement, got doing a lot of things, but you're not producing anything. And so we're going to deal with this today. And listen, let me get to that story about Mary and Martha. And I actually wrote about this story in this book here. This is my book called Whatever Devil, I'm Still Here. This is also known as the Wisdom Book. And this is on page 71. You know what? Listen, how ironic is this? Hold up. Yeah, 71. The page I just read out of the vision book was on page 71. The page I'm about to read out of this book is on page 71 too. All right, so let me read. You just listen. As Jesus and his disciples were traveling, they came into a small village where a woman named Martha welcomed Jesus into her home. She stayed there with her sister Mary. Jesus accepted the invitation and came into their home. With excitement, Martha began to prepare a big dinner for their special guest. She wanted him to feel at home. While Martha was doing much work, her sister Mary was sitting at Jesus' feet, listening to him teach. She was attentively absorbing all of the words Jesus said. But Martha, who was in the kitchen serving, right? She was distracted with much busyness, and she became frustrated. All right, and then let me continue the story from here, and that's where we go. We're about to dig into it. So she became frustrated, Martha, right? Because she was in there prepping, she was in there cooking, cleaning, and here Mary is. She's sitting at Jesus' feet, absorbing all the wisdom, all of the answers. And so this is what Martha comes in at, and this is what. Let me read you. This is where we'll go dig in. Let me put it on the screen. Take a screenshot of that. It says, but Martha was very busy and distracted with all of her serving responsibilities, right? So she was busy and distracted. Now, one of these, the Greek word for distraction, when you study it out, it literally means to drag around in circles. So when you're distracted, you're just dragging around in circles. I like that description. And then also this, check this out. This word serving. So, but Martha was very busy, distracted, right? Dragging around in circles with what? All of her serving responsibilities. That word serving, the New Testament word for that word serving is the same word we use for ministry. So let me say it in a simpler term. She was distracted with much busyness, or she was distracted with much ministry. That's what I'm trying to say. Did you know that you can be distracted with ministry? You can be distracted with good things. See, not all distractions are bad. Not the devil will come in and distract you with bad things, but did you know that you can be distracted with good things? You ever heard of saying, say no to the good and yes to the great? Because there's something great for you to do, but a lot of times you get distracted by a lot of good things that aren't necessarily great for you. And so Martha was distracted with ministry. You've seen people there in the church. Every time the church opened, here you come. Every time they call you, here you come. And now you're about to burn out. Not because the church was bad, because you allowed it to become a distraction. Now it's a weight that you're dragging around in a circle. I like what let me put this quote up here by Dutch Sheets. I like what he said. He said, take a screenshot of this. He says, even pure ministry for Jesus can become a weight we drag around. Oh man, listen, you better get this word. Listen, if I'm saying anything that you understand or like, listen, hit that like button. Let me know that you're following me. And so she became distracted with all of the stuff that she's doing. Was she doing bad? No. Is it wrong? Was she wrong for preparing for Jesus, for being a good host? She has the ministry of helps. She's got good customer service. She's taking care of everything. Was she wrong for doing that? No, but she was wrong for allowing it to distract her and causing her to be frustrated. And you may be doing the same thing, and you're distracted by doing a lot of good things. You're doing too much good things, and it's distracting you from doing the great. Listen, I got 2 points about this. I'm gonna put them up on the screen. You take a screenshot of it. Here's the first point. Never put God's work as a priority over his presence. Just chew on that. Never put God's work as a priority over his presence. And this is what Martha was doing. Mary was right there at his feet, but Martha was putting the work of the Lord over the priority as a priority over his presence. Let me put up the second point here. Don't become so busy for him that you don't have time to be with him. See, you're busy, but you're not being productive. And you're not even allowed, you're doing a lot of pouring, but you don't leave room for God to pour in. And so this is what Martha was doing. She was frustrated. She in here doing all of this work, and, and she see Martha over there sitting down while she up in here working hard. And so when you're distracted with your busyness, now you have wrong perspectives. That's like you've been hustling at your job, you've been putting in overtime. I mean, every time they call on you, here you come. But then they gave the promotion to Bob. They gave the promotion to Bob. Bob don't even do anything. And now you're hating on Bob. Now you're hating, you're mad because they denied you because of all the work that you've been doing. Your focus is messed up because of your distraction. And so this is where Martha was at. And so listen, this is what Martha said. Martha said so she interrupted Jesus, right? Jesus was talking, teaching, sharing his wisdom. Martha interrupted Jesus and said, Lord, don't you think it's unfair that my sister left me to do all the work by myself? You should tell her to get up and help me. Listen, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, she's not only frustrated and mad at Mary, but she also mad at Jesus. Do you hear that the attitude in her voice? She mad at Jesus because Jesus, don't you think it's unfair? Don't you think it ain't right that she just sitting up in there and up in here? And then she tried to give him instructions on what to do. Look, can you tell her to come in here and help me? You see the frustration, you see the distraction, you see the situation, and guess what? People are hate on you. Have you ever listen? Let me tell you something. Once you get at the feet of Jesus and get that wisdom, and you begin to prosper, man, people start hating on you too. Who? Why she get that job? Why she get that promotion? Why she getting that favor? And they hate on you because of their perception. Oh man, I hope you're getting this. Let me know in the comment section if you understand what I'm saying. And so this is what so Martha done interrupted Jesus because she's frustrated, she's distracted with busyness, and this is how Jesus responded. And put it on the screen. Take a screenshot of that. He says, Martha, my beloved Martha, why are you so upset and troubled, pulled away by all these many distractions? I like that line because it reminds me of that definition to drag around in circles. It almost sounds like that. Martha, Martha, why are you so upset and troubled? Why are you distracted? Why are you allowing this to weigh you down? You're dragging it around in circles. You're pulled away. You're distracted. He says, are they really that important? Is that really that important? He didn't say it wasn't important, but is it more important than this right here? And then he continued and said, Mary has discovered the one thing that Mary has discovered the one thing most important by choosing to sit at my feet. He's letting you know that this is more important. He didn't say what she was doing wasn't important. He's saying that what Mary is doing is more important, the most important. And by her doing that, he says she is undistracted. You want to know what the key? Let's dig right here for a minute. You want to know what the answer, the key to not being distracted is making sure that you're sitting at his feet. You're not so busy for him that you're not having time to be with him. You're not putting his work as a priority over his presence. Yes, it's good that you're doing things. Yes, it's good that you're involved. Yes, it's good that you're striving. But are you making time to let him pour into you? Oh, this is a message especially for entrepreneurs. Oh, this is for you. Oh, this message is especially for if you're a content creator. Oh, this is for you because you're sitting there. I understand you're trying to grow your subscription channel. You're trying to grow on YouTube. You're trying to keep up with making all of these Instagram reels and keep up with Facebook and TikTok and all of that. And I get it. And there's nothing wrong with the hustle. But what's wrong is when you become distracted. You're trying to keep up with it And now it's become a distraction and you're not producing anything. Listen, when you aim at everything, you usually hit nothing. Chew on that for a minute. But can you pause? Can you make time to make sure that you're sitting at Jesus' feet? Can you do that? Listen, he said Mary has discovered the one thing most important for her, and this is for us, by choosing to sit at my feet. She is undistracted, and I won't take this privilege from her. Listen, what Jesus was saying, listen, I'm pretty sure that Jesus at some point went in there and enjoyed himself. Pretty sure he went in and got him a plate, and ate some good food and enjoyed the fellowship and company, right? He did that. But he says, right now, this is the most important thing. And I'm not about to take this from her because you're distracted and frustrated because you're distracted. I'm not about to cater to that little jealousy, that little frustration that you have going on, and it's all evolved because you're distracted. Don't let that be you. Don't get in having the wrong perspective because you're distracted with busyness. Come on, we still going. Come on, stay with me. Stay with me. I got much more to say. I got much more to say. And so I want to share this part of the Mary and Martha story that you may haven't heard before. And I may have already said some things you're like, oh wow, that over my eyes, I never saw that. But I still got much more. I got a little bit more. One more principle I want to share with you that it took me years before I saw it. But I think this is saying a lot in this part that I'm about to show you because it's going to unveil a key principle. But before I get into that, listen. Make sure if you this is your first time here, or maybe you've been watching this but you're not subscribed. If you like what you've been hearing, you like this type of teaching, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And listen, don't just hit the subscribe button, but go a step further and hit the notification bell because that'll notify you when I put out more videos. And most definitely hit the like button, leave a comment, share this video because that helps the algorithm to push out the videos to more people. And that way more people will be exposed to this type of teaching. And one final thing, listen, if you haven't already, I have a book here called "You Can't Quit Now." This is free. It's the PDF file. It's the ebook, right? And so, if you would like a copy of this book is going to help you to be consistent. It's going to motivate you to never give up while you're pursuing your dreams, while you're pursuing your goals. If you're frustrated, listen. This is the book for you. It's a short and easy read. If you like a copy of this book, just go to whateverdevil.com. Or if you want the direct link, just look in the description of this video and click the direct link and you can download it. And that's all for free. So listen, so Jesus had, I'm pretty sure he ate some food and enjoyed himself. And he got Martha straight in her situation. So this was actually before Lazarus had died. And so their brother was Lazarus. And so you may be familiar, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the story where Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, right? And so after Jesus raised him from the dead, I'm not sure how long after, but after this incident happened, Jesus went to Lazarus' house to eat. And Martha and Mary was there, right? And so we're going to pick up right here because it's something I want you to see here. Now, this story, I'm only going to share part of this story because it goes into another whole teaching, and you can read that whole teaching on your own, and which is in John chapter 12. But I just want to point out this key little part right here. So it's only 3 verses. Stay with me. Come on, stay with me. So it says 6 days before Passover, Jesus went back to Bethany, where he had raised Lazarus from the dead, right? And then the next verse says, a meal had been prepared for Jesus. Martha was doing the serving, and Lazarus himself was there. All right, we're going somewhere. Last verse, and then I'll break it down. Mary, right? So Martha was doing the serving. Mary took a very expensive bottle of perfume and poured it on Jesus' feet. This perfume was so expensive that it was worth a year's salary. And listen, I don't care what the salary was. I don't care if it's a low salary. Like just say, for example, somebody making $15,000 a year. That's a low salary. Well, guess what? That's how much that perfume costs. Even if you pick the lowest, you follow what I'm saying? So this perfume was expensive, and Mary took an expensive bottle of perfume and poured it on Jesus' feet. She wiped them with her hair, and the sweet smell of the perfume filled the house. What I want to point out here? Notice when Jesus came back, Martha was still serving, and Mary was still at his feet. This lets me know and you that what Martha was doing was not wrong. What Mary was doing most definitely wasn't wrong. The only problem was Martha was distracted. I hope you're getting that. It wasn't wrong that she was doing those things because that's what she does. She has the ministry of help. She has that hosting, serving, you know what I'm saying, housewarming part. You know what I'm saying? She's this type of person, customer service. That's her gift. And so if it was wrong for her to do it, they wouldn't have been doing it when Jesus went back this next time. And Jesus didn't have to correct her the second time either. Why? Because it wasn't that what she was doing was an error. Only became an error when she was distracted. And Mary, once again, was right there at his feet. This time she even anointed his feet. They were in their position. Well, guess what? This is good news for you because listen, I'm not telling you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're a content creator, you got a lot going on, your hands in this pot over here, you're doing this, you're trying to succeed, hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't do any of those things. It's not a problem unless it becomes a distraction. And how does it become a distraction? Because you're putting it as a priority over sitting at Jesus' feet. So if you got a lot going on and you want to be undistracted, what's the answer? Make sure you're at his feet. Make sure you're in God's presence and put that as a priority over his word. Listen, I hope this video bless you. Listen, this will be a good time to watch one of my other videos. I'll put them up on the screen. And as a matter of fact, I have this one video called Don't Rush. And it's a teaching on patience, which kind of go good with this video as a next follow-up. Don't rush. Listen, if you don't learn to be patient, you'll soon be a patient. Chew on that for a minute. But listen, I'm going to put that video right here, and you just click right there, and I'll see you in that video. Listen, I love you. Stay up, stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.